Oshkosh Media is government programming on GovTV, community programming on Life TV, and community radio on Oshkosh FM 101.9.
Welcome to the City Manager's Report, a look at city updates and a preview of the next Oshkosh Common Council meeting agenda.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of the City Manager's Report. I'm Andy Radig, and in a moment we'll be joined by Oshkosh's Assistant City Manager, John Fitzpatrick. In the first half of today's show, we'll provide some municipal news updates, as well as some highlights from the upcoming Tuesday, August 26th Oshkosh Common Council meeting agenda. Following that, we'll visit the Oshkosh Police Department's Homeless Outreach and Mental Empowerment Center, which is located downtown near Opera House Square in the downtown Oshkosh area. And with that, we bring in our Assistant City Manager, John Fitzpatrick. And John, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Andy.
Glad to have you here. All right, well, we have a lot to talk about here. So one thing we wanted to note is that there's currently some construction underway over at Menominee Park for Seawart Trail.
Right. This is something that I think for people that have been in Menominee Park traveling on Seawart Trail, they know that it's something that needed to be done for a long time. So we're working on some asphalt, some utility reconstruction, and it's on Seawart Trail from Pratt Trail to East Irving Ave, and then East Irving Avenue, Hazel Street to Pratt Trail. We're going to do some storm sewers, and they're going to be repaired and replaced as necessary.
Right. We have a graphic here that sort of illustrates some of this. So Pratt Trail will remain open to one-way traffic through Menominee Park. So there's that alternate route there.
Right.
And then Seawart Trail will be closed at those two intersections that you had mentioned. Also, this does impact the Menominee Park Zoo parking area.
Right. It's my understanding that's going to be closed.
Yeah, and that will be reconstructed as well.
Right. So it'll be nice when it's done. It's a little inconvenient, but we're asking for everyone's patience.
Right. So keep that in mind when you're visiting Menominee Park, that there will be some changes there until this construction project can be wrapped up. Okay, well, we have a lot of development projects going on, John, around Oshkosh. We just wanted to highlight some of those. Been a little while since we checked in and took a look at things. One major thing, I know anybody that goes in downtown Oshkosh, it's kind of hard to miss it. It's the Mill on Main, and that is really taking shape.
It is. I think it, for anybody that's driven past, I've had a lot of people who may have forgotten that this development was scheduled to be completed, like, hey, what's going on there? And
right.
It's a mixed-use apartment complex with a commercial center. Construction for phase one of the project is expected to be completed this next year. Yeah. And all three phases of the project will bring in, I think it's about 300 housing units, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, for sure. And I know that it's really quite an impressive project. It's part of the Sawdust District redevelopment area.
I think when we've talked about it in the past, I think the projected economic cost for this project was about $70 million. So I think that's going to really inject a little life into the Sawdust District. And then I think people know that we're trying to develop that south side, south of the waterway there, and South Main. On that eastern side of south of the river, but there's other stuff that we're working on as well.
That's right. Yeah, if we move a little bit further north on Main Street, we have the Corridor residential development, and I know this is taking shape as well.
Right. This is a three-story mid-rise building is what we would call it, and it's going to have 39 apartment units there. It's also going to contain Oshkosh's first and, at this point, only licensed two-shift daycare facility. Mm-hmm. And I know for folks that are in search of daycare, especially if they're working on different hours, that's really a tough thing to try to secure. So I think people are really going to appreciate this opportunity. And I'm not sure when this is supposed to be completed, Andy.
I think it's spring of 2026 is what is the expectation.
Gotcha.
I know there's always some changes due to weather and whatnot, but
Right.
But they're making great progress on it there. And
Absolutely.
it's quite a change. Of
It
appearance.
looks. The reason I asked is it looks like they're way ahead of schedule, so that's great.
Yeah, definitely. Another housing project actually is the Boatworks Marina, and that's another completely change their use of that area.
Right. I think for people that knew what it looked like before, we were able to put the Riverwalk in there and the kayak launch. This is really a transformation of that area. It's located close to the Ohio Street Bridge on the site of the former Boatworks Marina. The first phase will have 26 units. The second phase will have another 30. And I think that this might be available for leasing later on this year.
That's right. Yeah, it is taking shape fairly quickly there. So they're moving it along, and leasing will be available very soon.
Right.
So another project there. We also wanted to highlight, and this is kind of a big one, the Theta Care Medical Center. Not that the other ones aren't, but this medical center is really quite the building here.
It is. It is. We knew that it was going to be large, but I think to see it now with the work nearing completion, it provides a better idea of the scope of this project. It's projected to be 114,000 square feet. I think it's we talked about the mill on Main in the $70 million range for investment. This, I think, is $84 million, if I remember correctly. 60 new jobs for caregivers and staff are going to be created. It's going to provide comprehensive care, including emergency inpatient services, 24 hours a day, every day of the year. And the hospital, the actual address is 250 West 6th Avenue, and enhancing access to medical care for residents living east of 41. Our other two hospitals are on the west side, so I think it'll be a welcome addition to this part of the community.
Right. Having medical care available in that central city area is great. And I know that this project is moving along, as we can see there. It's really taking shape. Expected to be operational later this year.
Right. I think that'll be awesome. It's just another choice for our the people that live in our community, and I think it speaks to the fact that we're poised for additional expansion and growth.
Right.
To provide additional options for all of our citizenry.
Right. Well, and then also downtown, we wanted to note that the Main Street Bridge will be seeing some rehabilitation, and that begins on September 2nd.
Right. I know that it's inconvenient when we do have bridges that need this sort of rehabilitation, but it's part of the deal when you're living on the water and in the water, near the water, like we do here in Oshkosh.
We have a lot of it.
It's an important thing to make sure that those bridges are operating safely. The DOT works with us on those projects because they have specialized personnel that are familiar with bridge operations. So it's my understanding it's going to start September 2nd, right after school begins, and then it's supposed to be finished, I believe, April of 2026.
That's right. Yeah, and there will be detours that are posted, and that pertains to vehicular traffic as well as pedestrian traffic.
It's my understanding that there's going to be about $6 million invested in improving this bridge.
Right. Everything from electrical, mechanical, hydraulic, structural components. So it's really kind of a major remake of the bridge in a sense. Minor repairs to the operator's house, hydraulic power units, platforms. The concrete deck will be repaired, and the approach spans as well.
Right.
And then also that steel grid deck and movable span will be replaced.
Right.
So
right.
That's a major update.
It is. There's a lot of work that's going to be done there. I know for people that are still involved in boating, phase 1 is going to take place September 2nd through October 14th. One span of the bridge will be open for larger vessels.
Yeah.
But I think phase 2 then, October 15th through April 15th, larger vessels won't be allowed to pass through under the bridge. But it's my understanding that the boating season really ends typically around that time in October.
In October,
Yep,
right.
Between the second and third week. So I think that'll coincide with a lot of people that are using those waterways. So I think it'll be fine for any of those people that are considering how this is going to impact them from a boating perspective.
And what if somebody has a smaller boat vessel?
They'll be able to pass under the bridge, I think, at any time while this construction is going on. So I don't think it'll impact them at all.
Okay, all right, great. Good to keep that all in mind.
Right.
There is a dedicated website for details on all of this, the 501 Wisconsin construction website. That is linkable through the Hot Topics area on the city's website. So that will give you all these details that we talked about, and you can learn even more about everything relating to this. So you can check that out and learn more about this major project. All right, well, we also wanted to point out that there is currently a survey open about urban forestry in the city of Oshkosh.
Right. We're hoping that people take the time to take a look at this survey. It'll help us, have a better handle on what likes and dislikes people may have, access to trees and green spaces. I know it will help our urban forestry development of our urban forestry strategic plan, and then we have an urban forest management plan that we try to make sure is up to date. It shouldn't take too long to fill out. I think it should take about 10 minutes. Is that correct, Andy?
Right, about 10 minutes. I think it's 40 questions.
Okay.
But there are a variety of questions just looking for feedback on various aspects of our trees in the city.
Yeah, I think if citizens could just take a few minutes and help us out with that, it would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, responses are confidential as well. And again, that can be reached. You can find that survey in the Hot Topics section of the city's website. Or if you're a Polco subscriber, you can also reach it through that. If you log in through Polco, you'll find it there. We just wanted to also make mention, John, our summer Parks Department events are continuing, and we just wanted to highlight that the one of those is the Brews by the Waterside. There's one coming up.
Right. It's Wednesday, August 27th. Music is going to be provided by A-Town Unplugged, food trucks, craft beers, and I believe it's going to take place at Rainbow Park.
That one's at Rainbow Park, that's correct, yeah. And then also there's another Live at the Leach. Those are the free Tuesday night concert series. And there's one coming up in September, on September 16th.
Right. Gates open at 5:30, and Copperbox is the band. I think it's a familiar band for people that live here. They do a great job, and those free Live at the Leach events have really taken off. It's really a nice venue and opportunity for the whole family.
Yeah, definitely. And you can learn more about those events through the Parks Department activity guide, and also check out their Facebook page. They have all the updates there on any changes or weather delays, that sort of thing. So check that out and learn more about it there. A lot going on still with the Parks Department, for sure. All right. Well, John, we're going to transition now into a discussion of the August 26th Oshkosh Common Council meeting. That meeting is coming up at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, August 26th. Will be televised on GovTV and streaming platforms. But we want to make note that there will be a 5 o'clock workshop meeting prior to that meeting on the 26th as well.
Right, and that workshop is really going to deal with the outcomes that we received as a product of an assessment of our development process and code analysis. We're always trying to improve. We're always trying to make our operations better. And so this audit was undertaken as a way to just have an outside entity take a look at what we're doing, how we're doing it. Do they have any suggestions for us to make it better?
Yeah.
And that's what this is really all about.
Okay, all right. And then as we look at the consent agenda, we have one of the items is awarding a bid for the downtown transit center facility expansion.
Right. For people that haven't been following this, I think it's really going to be a welcome addition to our downtown. We have our transit facility center area there right now, but it's really in need of a little updating. I believe there's some additional amenities that are going to be incorporated into this. So I think it's going to be nice for the traveling public.
Yeah.
And it's well overdue.
Yeah, it's all part of the continued growth and expansion of that, and I believe that this bid came in under what was expected, so that's good news too.
Yeah, always good news. Yes.
Yeah. Then we have another item. Let's see, we're taking a look at the Washington School reconstruction, and that's a housing project that is in the works over by where the former Washington School site was.
That's right. I know you and City Manager Grill have spoken about that development in the past. I think it's really a unique partnership that we've worked on with the school district. They're working on consolidating some of their school facilities, and this school is no longer going to be work into their plans. So as a repurpose of that site, this is a great infill project for us in that residential area. I know that community development has worked very closely and carefully with the neighbors to try to make sure that this development is going to be appropriate and fit into the existing culture of that neighborhood. But it's, as we talked about earlier, the development, especially housing, is a very important thing to our citizenry, and we're trying to make sure that we meet the challenge.
Yeah, all right. Well, John, we appreciate your insights, and actually we're going to take a short break right now, and when we come back, we'll visit the Oshkosh Police Department's Homeless Outreach and Mental Empowerment Center in downtown Oshkosh. So stay with us. And welcome back to the City Manager's Report. I'm Andy Radig. We are here in downtown Oshkosh, and today we have a chance to visit the Homeless Outreach and Mental Empowerment Center, which is part of the Oshkosh Police Department. Today we have a chance to sit down with Scott Zapata and Brendan Bonnet, who will tell us a little bit more about the facility. And here with Officer Scott Zapata at the Homeless Outreach and Mental Empowerment Center in downtown Oshkosh. Scott, thanks for joining us today. We're glad that you're here.
Thanks for having us, and thanks for including us in this exciting update with the city.
Yeah, absolutely. Could you explain a little bit about the background of this office and really what the purpose is?
So back in 2024, there was a big outcry from the community, not only from the businesses, but from our stakeholders about frequent ordinance violations and criminal violations that were happening in the downtown area. And unfortunately, a lot of them were dealing and centered around the unhoused population and just the loitering that was occurring in the parks. So we want the parks to be available for everybody, whether you're unhoused, whether you're suffering from mental illness or you have a drug addiction, or you have a family with kids that you want to just enjoy the day. We want special events to be down here. We want people to enjoy our city and to be able to enjoy everything that it has to offer. So how can we curb those issues while making it a safe and fun place for everybody to use? So the city heads got together and the home base got created, and we were able to rent this facility out. I believe we have it for at least 2 years. It's been renovated to what we need it for, and what we really want is an inviting place for the public to be able to come down and have a non-judgmental place for people to talk about what's going on in their lives, and for us then to outreach them to other resources within the city, whether that's the Day by Day, whether that's Salvation Army, Solutions Recovery, Nova House, tiny homes, something that Human Services can help them take care of, we want to be that hub for people to try to get those services, and again, offer a non-judgmental place that's not as scary potentially as going to like a police precinct or a police department. And we're starting to see those dividends pay as people are coming in on a daily basis and really getting to know us and opening up to us about what they're experiencing. And we're able to also figure out where the shortcomings are in the city and what we need to do to better serve our community.
Sure. Well, it is a beautiful office, and it's very welcoming, and it's a very nice environment here. So, if you just might explain one more time exactly where you're located.
So we're at 101 Algoma. So we're right by the Sundial and Founders Plaza. We're right in the middle of downtown. It's really accessible for people, whether you're, again, just enjoying the afternoon at the downtown shops, or if you're going to pick something up to eat or enjoy one of the events that are happening either at the Leach or at the at the Sundial Park. We're here.
I know the police department always says, know us before you need us, and this is a great opportunity for folks to get to know you because you're very conveniently located here as well.
Right, and that was part of the open door initiative that we wanted to really have, with people being able to just walk in unscheduled and still be able to talk to them when it's convenient for them or when they have a crisis that's occurring, because it can occur at any time, and we really want to be that asset to the city.
Will this office be staffed every day?
So it won't be staffed every day. Generally, we work Monday through Friday, and we're here from about 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 8 p.m., depending on who's working at what time. So the office is staffed by Sergeant Bonnet, who is the sergeant of our community impact team. It's also staffed by myself. I'm the behavioral health officer. We're going to be hiring a homeless outreach officer, and then we also have 2 members from the Department of Human Services. We have 2 crisis workers. One's named Jen, the other was just hired. Her name's Emily, and they will be assisting us in bridging some of those gaps with getting people services.
Oh, perfect. All right. What advantages have you seen by being located at this spot?
One of the biggest ones is we're here. We're in the middle of downtown. So if there's something that's happening at the park, or if there's something that just pops into people's mind, people are coming in and they're immediately able to speak to an officer. They're not having to go to the police department, wait for an officer to respond or call them. They come in and they're getting that immediate service. And we have a lot of people that just want to come in and talk to us. Again, they want to get to know us before they need us, and they want to figure out what this is all about. And it's a great opportunity for that.
Sure, yeah. I would imagine that, not only are you able to do your job effectively here, but you're able to more effectively help those around here who may need some assistance.
Right, so even the individuals that can't get to us, we're able to do our own patrols, go down to the parks, and go down to the areas where maybe business owners are saying, hey, there's somebody here, I don't know who they are, they look like they might need some extra assistance, or they might need some additional help, and we're able to go out and meet with them kind of where they're at, right? We want to meet people where they are. We want to be non-judgmental. We want to be empathetic with them. And we also want to get them to those services, but also uphold the ordinances and the laws that we already have in place. So it's really that synergy that we're trying to bring into this and really solve those issues.
Sure. Speaking of synergy, I know that also by being in this location, you probably have a lot of partnerships with the community. Can you speak to that a little bit?
The community has been very welcoming to us being here. A lot of the business owners and a lot of the resources that we've already partnered with are very, very happy that we're here. We're not at the police department, but we're here in the community again to try to help people. So whether that's solutions recovery to help people with some AODA problems, Day by Day for homelessness, Salvation Army is a great resource that we're able to just partner with, and that's kind of the catch-all, right? They have so many people that go there for maybe food, maybe for mental health help, maybe fill in the blank. They're really that catch-all service for us. Nova House, tiny homes. It's getting to know all of the resources in our community and then connecting them together so that people can get the best services possible so a crisis doesn't occur.
That's quite an extensive list. So you have your bases covered here at home base.
That's right.
All right. Bringing it back to you, what do you enjoy the most about your work?
I'd say the community. I think meeting people, again, part of my job in the beginning was to get out and meet people where they were, figuring out what the resources were. And I've had an awesome experience meeting people on their best days. So when they come to me when things are getting bad or they need a little extra support, we can go back to that and say, hey, what happened between then and now? And you really get to know people, which helps that empathy aspect of service. And so many times there are individuals that get a bad rap, right? They have one bad day and there's consequences that then follow for the rest of their life. And while we want to make sure that everybody in the city stays safe, we also want to make sure that if we can prevent that major crisis from happening and having those lifelong consequences, we do that. So again, the people is what makes this job really, really enjoyable.
Excellent. That's great to hear. Well, we really appreciate your insights and some background about what's going on here. And in a minute, we'll actually be taking a look around a little bit with Sergeant Bonnet. We're here with Sergeant Bonnet, and we are in the front area of the office. So, Sergeant Bonnet, thanks for joining us today. And if you could tell us a little bit about what happens in this part of your facility.
Sure. So this is going to be the most used part of the building right now. So it houses the office space for myself, the 2 social workers, and the 2 officers. So Officer Zapata is working right now. If somebody from the street comes in, they're going to welcome us here and see what assistance we can give them. We do have some pamphlets on the wall for some resources in the community as far as mental health resources, and then meet them here to decide what they're specifically looking for, and then from there decide, is it something that can be handled here? Is more privacy needed? Or are we going somewhere else in the community to fulfill their needs?
All right, well, I think what we'll do is we'll take a walk to the back area and we'll take a look back there. And we are back in the other area of the facility. And if you could tell us a little bit about what happens back here.
Sure. So we got 3 main areas in the building, right? We went over the administrative area where most of the work gets done. Back here is a conference table, seats 12, open for any community partnerships that we need to host meetings. We've had bid meetings here. Looking forward to some NAMI meetings, hosting those. So this space is built for that, and then we have behind us is a more private area that if somebody comes in and wants to discuss some private mental health issues, or let's say a family member comes in and is looking for assistance for their family members with that, and they don't want to talk in front of 4 or 5 other people, we can bring them back into the room back here. We also have a computer back there to have or assist people in filling out whether it be job applications, housing applications, or getting into some of the shelters if that's what they're looking for when they're coming down here.
And what have you enjoyed about this working in this area?
Probably getting to know the people you saw driving in a car every day, but getting out on foot and actually having personal conversations with them, learning their life story, their struggles. That's been visionary, working towards improving things for them if they want that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Sergeant Bonnet, thank you for your insights and telling us a little bit about the facility here, and we appreciate your time.
Thanks.
And thanks to Sergeant Bonnet and Officer Zapata for a look inside OPD's new facility in downtown Oshkosh. And also thanks to John Fitzpatrick for today's council preview. Appreciate his time. And thank you, most of all, for joining us today. We appreciate that you took some time to learn more about your local government. Again, that Oshkosh Common Council meeting is at 6 p.m. this Tuesday, August 26th. You can watch that live on GovTV, which is Spectrum Channel 10, UVerse 99, and streaming on YouTube and OshkoshMedia.org. Or you can listen to it on the radio, which is Oshkosh FM 101.9, and on the TuneIn Radio app for phones and tablets. You can always find our YouTube channel for government meeting archives and the full library of Oshkosh media programming. So join us again in 2 weeks for another City Managers Report. Thanks for watching.